Hello, audience. I have been somewhat on a hiatus, but I've decided to come out of hibernation to address some lies that are circulating online, specifically by a quite effeminate YouTuber named Murad Morali, who seems to keep spreading lies about me that I'm actually getting kind of tired of, and I'm about to seek some civil action against him because people I don't like to be lied on, and I'm really good at civil litigation. It doesn't matter if you're in the UK. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're in a country that is functioning and is a, how can I say this, an industrialized nation, I will track you down and sue you. And this guy is about to be one of them. So I've been reading some lies, and I've saw some videos that said that Clayton Howard has been granted time to respond to Cassie. Well, audience, you might need to learn how to read. Because if you learn how to read legal documents, Clayton Howard is the plaintiff suing Sean Combs and Cassandra Ventura. And I highlight this for all the stupid people out there who keep saying, why am I only suing Cassie? You guys are idiots. I'm not only suing Cassie, I'm suing Cassie and Diddy. But you're so busy hating on me because you're mad that I might be in a position to get some money, even though that's not what this is really about for me, that you want to keep lying and spreading false narratives claiming that Diddy is not being sued by me. So let me correct you out of my own mouth. Sean Combs is being sued by me, and so is Cassandra Ventura. Now, for those out there, the lying YouTubers who keep saying that I was granted time to respond to Cassie, you should really, really hope that you don't get hit with a cease and desist and a lawsuit. Because here's the truth. Cassie's law firm, which has been the law firm of Douglas Wigdor, the attorney who has represented her the entire time, they requested 60 days to respond to my complaint. I didn't request time to respond to Cassie. I was ready to go right then. Actually, when Cassie's attorneys finally acknowledged my complaint, I denied them the 60-day extension. But because I granted it to Diddy's attorneys, I had to give it to them to keep with procedural decorum and forum. So, yes, I granted Cassie's attorneys time to respond to my complaint, which I believe is sometime at the end of March now, so they can come up with enough legal BS to try to get out of the fact that Cassie lied to millions of people. Everybody who thinks this is a money grab and that I'm just after Cassie and I'm not after Diddy, you should learn how to read. Most of the idiots who are saying this are unfortunately minorities. African American people like myself who have been indoctrinated and who have become too stupid to learn how to read. That is the biggest way that the quote unquote establishment has hid things from African Americans. They put it in print. And for those of us out there too stupid to learn how to read legal documents, we always go with the first thing we hear. So, people, I've decided to come out of my hiatus to address this. First off, I have not been granted time to respond to anything from Cassie. Cassie's lawyers have requested additional time to respond to me. And I'm quite tired of hearing these effeminate YouTubers like Murad Morali lying on me, making claims that I'm the defendant. Clearly, he doesn't understand how to read legal documents because if he did, he would realize that Clayton Howard is the plaintiff. And the plaintiff is not the one who requested additional time to respond to Cassie. Cassie's lawyers requested additional time to respond to me. For everyone who says I can't sue Cassie because I was just a paid sex worker, again, you're wrong. I had a full time job, and Cassandra Ventura would contact me while I was at work and offer me exuberant amount of money, $20,000, $30,000, to come and give her some of the sugar D that she knew I had. And sugar D meant sugar penis for those of you who don't understand. See, I had quite the extensive sexual relationship with Cassandra Ventura for many years, people. And during my career, trying to get my life together because I had a girlfriend, a life, I had a whole situation. Cassie would coerce me with promises of gifts and money to leave my relationship and leave my full time job to come have schmecks with her in different high class hotels in New York and to fly me out of New York to Miami and to California to come service her for days. Now, when I originally went to these encounters, people, I never expected to be there as long as I was. But guess what, people? Once Cassie took my phone and my clothes, people, I would be stuck there for days in these hotel rooms, unable to leave because she had my identification in my phone. And I'm quite tired of people trying to discredit me and defame me and victim shame me because this woman who you want to believe is a victim of who you want to believe is a victim of a sex trafficking conspiracy because she is a victim of domestic violence, she is most certainly not a victim of these RICOs and these sexual encounters. She was a co-conspirator, people, and I can factually prove that she contacted me from years, coercing me out of my gainful employment to come and satisfy her sexually for years, people. And this is the truth. Now, eventually, our relationship dwindled off because her relationship with Puff dwindled off and she was tired of being a hoe. I'm just going to say it, people. She grew up, she wanted a family, she wanted to be married, and continuing to do these freak offs with Diddy was something that she did not want to do if he was not going to provide her with a ring and a child. So eventually, she grew up and she decided to become a woman and stop the reckless sexual activity that she was continuing. People, that doesn't mean that I am the problem. No, people, quite honestly, I was not the problem. Cassie was the problem because Cassie was the catalyst that kept dragging me into these situations by offering me exuberant amounts of money and gifts to come have sex with her. This is the truth. Now, once we get into Discovery, which I believe will be in Discovery by April, people, the world is going to learn the truth, which is that Cassie's a pathological liar and that Cassie was contacting me from my full time gainful employment where I have tax returns and letters from all of my employers to substantiate that I was gainfully employed the entire time this was going on. People, imagine you have a full time job where you're making $30 or $40 an hour and someone randomly contacts you during the middle of the day and says, hey, if you come have schmecks with me, I'll give you 30 grand. The average young man like I was at the time in his 30s, a bull, incredibly strong, well built, is easily going to leave work and go handle his business. People, I would pay my managers $500 just to leave work to go have schmecks with Cassie for 30 grand. And Cassie would give me 6 grand. Now, some people would say, why did you keep going back? Again, Diddy was a really powerful guy. And it made more sense to me to keep them happy than to start complaining about the money and it possibly go somewhere else. As the old expression goes, a bird in the hand is better than something in the fist. I can't remember it, people. But realizing that I was getting something instead of getting completely deaded, people, I consented to the encounters to a consent. And I wouldn't even say consented, people, because the truth is I needed the money, people. And financial coercion is just as bad as physical coercion. Money is the most coercive and corruptive substance on the planet. Money can have people do things that they would normally never do for the promise of a better life and a better opportunity. And Cassie most certainly coerced me for years with promises she most certainly never fulfilled. I think it's kind of disgusting out there, all the people who choose to continue to victim shame me when the trial itself proved that Cassie's a pathological liar. But again, people, the people who choose to victim shame me are minorities, black people who are jealous and too ignorant to read the actual lawsuit that's before them. For anyone who wants to say that I'm only suing Cassie again, you're stupid, and you need to learn how to read a legal document. The caption to my case is Clayton Howard v. Sean Combs et al. I believe that's how you say it. My Latin is not as good as my writing is, people. But that means Sean Combs, Cassandra Ventura, Bad Boy Entertainment, and Combs Enterprises. The lawsuit is not just against Cassie. And for all of the idiots out there who want to keep victim shaming me by saying I'm only suing Cassie and not Diddy, you're too stupid to read. And most of you, unfortunately, are black. And this is what makes it really sad, black people, that you are still so ignorant and still so indoctrinated by slavery and the word of the man that you're too stupid to read to read a civil complaint. People, go to Pacer, go to the Central District of California, and why don't you type the complaint in? Type Clayton Howard into the Central District Court of California. Download the complaint and read that Diddy is being sued, and so is Cassie, people. It's really sad how many people want to continue to hate on me, but people, hate fuels me. It makes me a better person, and it's making me a more competent litigant. So you keep hating, and guess what I'm going to keep doing? I'm going to keep whooping Cassie's ass in court, people, and I'm going to enjoy every second on it. I graciously granted Douglas Wigdor's attorneys time to respond to my complaint, people, and they have until March. I granted them time. I consented. A judge did not make me do it. I consented to grant them an additional 60 days to respond to my complaint for professional courtesy and court decorum. People, you need to learn civil process. Stop being stupid. Don't be ignorant minorities, and don't let the stigma of hiding words in books against minorities continue to persist. Read the complaint, stop hating on Clayton Howard and realize that Cassie was no victim in this. She was a co-conspirator, and if she doesn't settle, she's gonna be exposed. Thank you for watching. Stop hating on me. Get a life.